All right.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here. I'm with Liz Trotter. This is Smart Business Moves, and our special guest today is Shara Riedel. Shara is Liz's daughter. I knew that.
I know you did.
It's been a long week already.
I agree, Tom.
Monday.
You don't even have to explain to me because I know.
Wait, so hopefully you get
I
it
do too,
right.
Tom. It's okay.
Shara, how are you today?
Doing great, thanks. How are y'all?
Little, what's wrong with your sound? Your sound. I love your new wallpaper, by the way, in your office.
Thank you.
But you sound terrible.
I mean, I have allergies. Is it my voice or is it the actual audio of the computer? This is how I sound right now, Tom.
A little bit of both, maybe. I think it's more your computer.
Yeah, it's kind of got an echo thing going on. But
And she sounds like she's in a tunnel.
yeah. But we've had worse.
That's true. Yeah.
How about that?
Look nearly as bad as the good news, Leva, you don't look nearly as bad as you said you do.
A lot of my
Or as you sound.
Yeah, that too.
I'm sorry, I'm not helping a bit, am I?
I don't know. Is there anything she can do, Tom? Any way to help?
No. I think we're gonna go with it. So, Liz, what are we doing today?
All right. Well, y'all know that we are doing just 2 sessions. I don't know what we want to call them. 2 Facebook Lives a week now. We're going to be doing one on Monday and then one on Wednesday. We hope to change them up a little bit, but it's a little glitchy for us right now, obviously. We're hoping to do Zooms also, right, Tom?
I'm working on that. And actually, we've worked on some stuff this weekend I think is going to be more awesome than anything that we've been able to do with Zoom today, which is not setting the bar extremely high, but we'll be there shortly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Shara's like, well, if they don't like the way I sound, I'm leaving.
That's it. I'm not even gonna say goodbye.
It might be something to do with for me, I can't hear very well too. I can't figure out how to turn on my computer, so there's also that. Runs in the family, y'all. Runs in the family. That's all I can say. So today we are going to be talking about sales. And Tom, what are you talking about on Wednesday?
Sales.
You're also talking about sales, right?
The sales week.
Yeah, we're gonna
Smart Business Moves.
And so I think that was sort of our plan, is to have a different topic each week. I'll do a presentation sort of from my slant, and then Tom will do a presentation from his slant on Wednesday. And I'm glad I get to go first, so I get to get all the goods, and Tom has to pick up whatever I don't get.
Did they do leftovers?
Yeah, which is awesome for me. Although we rarely take the same slant on any topic, so I can't even imagine that it's going to be any kind of a problem. So we also really wanted to talk a little bit about, at the beginning of each Facebook Live, we wanted to talk a little bit about financials and profit, just because that's kind of our gig. That's what we like to talk about. We're talking about cleaning profit builders, and we want to make sure that everybody is focusing in on some of the different financial things that are going on around the country, or maybe even around the world, depending on where you're listening from. So is there anything new going on right now, Tom?
Well, we talked about last week how there's more idle funds out there now, and if you qualified before, it seems like you can go back and get more money, because the first time they did it, they capped it at $150,000 and only let you get 6 months worth of idle funds. Now they raised the cap to $500,000, and it could be for like 24 months. So, I don't know this for sure, but just kind of doing back of the envelope math, whatever money you got before up to $500,000, you can take what you had before and multiply it times 3, add it to what you had before, and either get 3 times what you got before, up to a total of $500,000, based on the way I read it.
Yeah.
Of course, you never know until you try, but there's we should all have gotten emails by now, and I had the link last week. I can dig it up if we need it. That if you haven't submitted the email saying, "Hey, I'm interested in that," you need to do it, because they're basically working through those emails, first come, first serve, in terms of processing you for the additional idle funds. If you want them, you might not want them because it is a loan. You have to pay it back over 30 years at 3.75% interest, which in a couple of years, I'm betting is going to seem like really cheap money. But, it's a personal choice.
So I really wish we weren't talking about this while I had my daughter on, because I have an idle loan, Leva, and like, what happens with that when I die?
Oh. Oh.
Sorry.
Gavin gets it.
Well, now you know. No big surprise now.
Actually, you personally guarantee it, but your heirs really aren't responsible for that. Now, they could come after the estate and, inheritance and stuff like that, I guess, would be liquidated to
well, I guess you'll be safe then. Poor kid. So she's got some bad allergies going on. That's the first time I've seen anybody cough into their hand in a really, really long time. That's so weird. You haven't seen anybody. Linda. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have my comments up
over
here. Hey, Linda.
Shara, you're in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys don't believe in COVID anyway, right? Everything's kind of open. I saw 40,000 people at a baseball game the other day. It's business as usual. But the numbers are awesome. I mean, there's fewer sick people in Texas than a lot of other places that are, buckling down. So go figure.
I know it's kind of irritating. Like, they never really buckled down very hard, not like we did. And yeah, their numbers are so great. It's like, what? Something's wrong there. It's kind of crazy.
You want to see more sick people in Texas? Is that what you're saying?
I do not. No, I absolutely do not. All of my favorite, or a lot of my very favorite people are there. Look at how pretty Shara's freezes, Tom. That is one way that
it never works like that way, does it?
No, it does not. Her mother never freezes like that. And actually, Tom, you do freeze pretty well.
No, I'm usually like scratching my nose or digging in my ear or something. It's not nearly that.
Yours are as bad. All right, I did see a couple of things coming through. Great, awesome. I'm so glad. Well, Shara's going to come back. Just let me give you guys a heads up. For those of you that don't know Shara, my client's moving back to Texas. I clean for today. Oh, cool. Well, I know a lot of good cleaning companies in Texas. Linda, if you need a referral, depending on where they're moving to. But I know a ton of great cleaning companies. But the reason why I was bringing Shara on, for those of you that don't know, is that she has been the top salesperson at her company for, I don't know, last maybe 5 years or so. Hey, Denise. And she sells millions. Do you remember how many millions of dollars, Tom? She sells
a bunch of millions.
So much in electric fencing, right? And they don't actually sell it. They rent it, I guess. And so that's why I wanted to bring her on, because she has, her company is a very large company, and they put a lot of time, energy, effort, and resources into continued training through COVID, sales training, and helping her to see how are we going to be making some shifts? What are we doing? And I was like, well, our company should be doing that too. Just because, we're little, a lot of times we do things late, but why? There's no reason for us to be making those changes late. The big companies are doing it. Darn it, we need to jump on that too and get on those trends. If the big companies are seeing that they have to sell differently, and they do a lot of B2B, but they also do business to customer as well. So I thought we might as well take a page out of their book and start doing the same thing.
And I mean, a year ago, we started talking about unprecedented events, and we talked about a lot of them. We're not done with unprecedented events. We're starting to see it, in the labor market, and just the price of everything, and the whole dynamic of a lot of money floating around out there. What's worked for us in the past isn't necessarily going to work for us in the future, or at least work as well as it should or could. And now is the time to really be looking for ways to adapt and change.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. So you're speaking to my presentation today. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Denise. Yeah, you're speaking to the presentation today. Today's presentation is more, I was hoping we'd be able to do it by Zoom and have more interaction, but y'all know how to type. So we're going to be talking a little bit about what, what selling is going to be like after the crisis. Yay, Leslie. Hallelujah. Woo! I'm happy for you. Super happy for you. And we're going to be getting your insights into other ideas. So it's going to be a little bit of a brainstorming session as well as a presentation. Okay, so do we want to just move forward with this thing here, Tom?
Absolutely.
We'll try. We're going to try. We're going to share one of Liz's screens. It's easier with two monitors.
You mean Michelle's screen is one of two.
Yeah, Michelle's screen. All right, I see it down there in the queue. Bam. All right. So selling after the crisis is the title. And I know that we are not after the crisis at this point in time, but we are after enough that we are able to start making some changes. We're probably a little behind the gun there, right? Like I was saying with Shara's company, they've been making changes all along. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, now remember we're talking specifically about sales. Hey, Trisha, is that you need to evaluate your entire sales process. So all of the things that you've been doing and thinking up until now should be up for evaluation. We talked a little bit about this last week, Tom, with regards to employees, right? You've got to go through your hiring process with a fine-tooth comb. Looks like Leslie made some changes too. So yay, congrats. I know, 3 of them, that's amazing. But same thing with sales. So I have 3 up here that I think that are kind of obvious, but I wanted us to brainstorm what a couple more might be. Let's talk about these first 3. So target customer, Tom, do you think that our target customer has changed in any way since COVID started?
Yeah, I would say it's changed, or at least, the market shifted a little bit. Certainly there's a much more of an awareness as to how cleaning can affect health, right?
Yeah, I think people are looking more at that. I think a lot of cleaning companies didn't have health and safety so much even on their radar. Their target customers were, and you heard it a lot, was busy families, right? Yeah. So the people that they were looking to help and looking to clean for were people that were very, very active. Their kids did a lot of outside of the home stuff, that they worked outside of the home. That customer is different now, y'all. There are not a lot of people that have their kids in a ton of recreational things. Their kids aren't in school 4 days or 5 days a week all day long. They're not as busy. So talking about your customers, and for sure on the B2B. Mm-hmm. So talking about your customers or thinking about your customers in terms of giving back their time and some of the things that we focused on a lot in the past. It's different nowadays. Hey, Lova, long time no see.
I think it's better now. Hopefully, we'll see.
I
Yeah.
don't know. You look good though. So, yay. So we were talking about the different evaluations, Leva, that we need to be doing. The first one is just the target customer. You and I had talked about the main thing that cleaning business owners have been talking about for years and years and years is, what is the big message? Get back your time. But that's not as much a message that people are looking for now. That people aren't stressed out about time like they were in the past. A lot of people aren't working. A lot of people aren't taking their kids all over the place. So target customer has changed in that way, that who they are is different. And the people that are looking for cleaning are different now too. Back in the day, I would say even just like a year ago, Trisha, here in Missouri, they are maybe back in school at least 4 days a week. We still have all our competitive sports going. Oh, and too, because you have baseball, right?
Yeah.
She
Softball.
owns a softball company. Is that such a thing? A softball team, or how's that work? I'm not sure.
Are we sponsored?
Anyway, so yes, there are still people that are busy, but that's not the only thing that's out there anymore. So just evaluate who your target customers are. What we did was just looking at the customers that we had before, we found that our customers, our concerns, their pains are different now. And so that's the second thing. What are the pains today? Yes, 9 competitive baseball organization. Yeah, so that's a great tagline. That was is even more for sure useful now than it was in the past. And you got to jump up on everybody with this one, Leslie, because people know you as people that are using science to clean for health for a long time, where not everybody else so much. And my one girl does soccer and one is in softball. Yeah, we don't have that here yet. So the reason why I'm not suggesting on any of these slides that you need to change for this one reason is because I don't know if you do. This is an evaluation page because you need to evaluate these things in your area. Has your target customer changed? Are there opportunities for other customers for you? That's what that first is about. The second one is, what's the pain? So in the past, as we talked about, the pain was people didn't have enough time maybe to be able to get their cleaning done. They just didn't. And they didn't have inclination to do it either. But now, what's the pain? Who's got some ideas? What are the pains now?
I can give you the first jumping off one. We got our house cleaned, and a big thing for us since COVID is we're home a lot. I just don't want to be in a dirty home that much. It used to be you didn't spend a whole lot of, or we didn't at least, our weekends are usually out and doing things and going places. But now that we're homebound, the house is dirtier, and I don't want to be in a dirty house. So I need it cleaner than I've ever needed a house before.
Okay, so you need more cleaning. So, Lova, are you like potentially even in the market to have your house cleaned more often?
I don't know that we would do more often. We're at every 2 weeks right now, and that seems to be working out pretty nicely. But we didn't have a cleaner at all for a while. Yeah, that's really Groundhog's Day. And they're constantly into everything. Just my toddler destroys my house daily. So it's nice to have it. And we look forward to our every other Thursday very, very much around here.
That just FYI, a quick plug there. You have Debbie Baku coming out there, don't you? Yeah.
We did. They're doing a phenomenal job.
I know. She loves them. So just quick plug for Debbie out there. Somebody here said they needed somebody to clean in Texas. If you're around Flower Mound, we got your company. Okay, so the pain is one of the pains that's a little bit different is people are home now. Which they were before. I mean, some people were, but not as much. So there are working parents that are home now. We've all read in the paper and the news, we've all seen it everywhere, that since people started going virtual, they're not all going back. Businesses are empty because people are able to work from their home. But if they're able to work from their home, they have a different pain now, right? Their houses are dirtier. They're there. They also want their space clean, but they don't really like to be in your space a lot of times. So one of the pains also might be they don't want to have one person in their house all day long. So if you are if you have solo model, how are you going to overcome that? Because a lot of people also have the pain of not wanting a lot of people in their house, right? Because they don't want to be exposed to other problems. So we have some conflicting pains. Like I said, I don't have the answers here. These are all things that you need to be evaluating in your company to be able to sell better to your people. Because selling in the same way that okay, so this is tricky too. What I'm saying right now is going to sound like, Liz, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm closing jobs right and left. I can't staff. I've got so many people that want to get their houses clean. So it feels like I don't really have to change anything. Everything is going great. It's perfect. But y'all, people are just jumping back on. All of the bars are busy. All the restaurants are busy too. But that's going to flatten back out again, and people are going to start to settle in. So you have to be evaluating these things for the long term.
We have a question about, do cleaning companies, they want people, in and out of the homes faster, so our team's better. I think, that depends upon what pain you're addressing. You got some clients that are concerned about that because they're working from home and they just don't need the extra distraction and get in and out quick. So a team would make sense.
Yeah.
For instance, there are others that are concerned about having anybody in their house, and the fewer people, the perceived, that it would be less of a chance of, spreading some infectious disease like COVID. So, solo would be preferable. So it's just kind of depends upon what pain you're addressing.
Yes. And where do you live? What part of the country do you live in? If you live where Shara lives, she wants a team in. Bring 5 people into my house. Clean this thing up fast. Get them out of here. I'm not worried. We'll kill COVID. We got guns, right? That's different than where I live. Here, like, what are you doing so 5 feet away from me? You're supposed to be 6 feet away. And your mask looks like it's right on the edge of your nose. It needs to be completely covering your nose. So this is different. I have different pains that I'm dealing with than cleaning companies do in Texas. So that's the whole point here, is that you need to be evaluating your area right now, and it needs to be, you need to continue to evaluate. All right, so what is your solution? Based on your target, the pains that you know of, what is the solution that you can offer? I don't think Teams, it doesn't work for us. Drive time is the thing here. You know what, Leslie? I feel your pain on the drive time. I don't have it here where I am, but we've had it in another location. Drive time is a thing. I totally get that. So you've got to work with what you have as well, right? We have to work with what we have. Now, the point of this slide is just to evaluate all of the things. So I'm going to type here also, what do you guys have? Oh, oops, didn't mean to do that. Just clicked right through all of the all of the slides. I want to type on here, Tom. Can I not type on here while it's?
You would have to type in the original deck. If you have that open on the other screen, you can. You can't type on the one that you're showing.
Well, that doesn't work out the way I want it to at all. Not at all, Tom. Not at all.
If you find the little icon that's got the little PowerPoint widget in it, like in the tray, if you hover over it, it should show. You got a presentation view. Well, maybe not. you might have to hit escape and type into it. Depends how you have it set up.
If I escape out of this, it's going to go away from
Yeah.
the PowerPoint. See, it does that, which I know you hate.
Well, and this is not even PowerPoint. This is Google, right?
Yeah, it's like Google's PowerPoint because it says Microsoft PowerPoint format
Yeah.
right here.
I don't know, Liz. You're on your own.
Darn it. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to leave this up. So what else is there, y'all? What other things do you need to be evaluating? Leva, from your perspective, what are other things that people need to be evaluating when they're thinking about selling? Because it's not just about the customer and their pain in the solution, although a big part of it is that. But what other things do they need to be looking at? So one is your location too, right?
Other things should they be evaluating? I think, I don't know how this would be for y'all, but what I have really noticed in our industry is everyone is so, they believe so strongly one way or the other. Mm-hmm. So I have had people be frustrated with me for asking if they are accepting guests yet. Or, can I even come to you for a meeting? I have gotten some vitriol because I'm not taking this seriously enough. Why would I even offer to get on a plane and come there and possibly get their people sick? So the mentalities that you have to work with, how the people in your area and location, like you said, how they really think. Like you said, in Washington State, it is just a completely different ball game than it is here in Texas. Night and day different.
Okay, so like your local beliefs, what are you dealing with in your area and your people? I did read on professional house cleaners. There was a post, I think it was yesterday, and somebody was saying that the business owner came with her employee, and the employee walked in and didn't have her booties in her hand, and the owner of the company said, "So I think I'm getting this right. I might have, the game of telephone." Right?
You mean her shoe covers?
Yeah. Did you read that? What did I say?
You said booties.
Yeah, shoe covers, booties. Shoe covers.
In the spirit of professional house cleaning.
We're going with shoe covers, Tom. But I do believe she said booties. But we'll go shoe covers. And she, I believe she told her employee that she was going to have to go out to the car and get some. And the customer said, no, you just need to leave. I need a professional company. If you don't know how important it is and your people don't understand how important it is to walk into my house with the correct protective equipment, then you're not the company for me. And she was complaining in the group that this lady is ridiculous. The thing that was very interesting, y'all, is that normally when a cleaning business owner goes into a group and complains about how ridiculous a customer is, everybody jumps on board and says, yeah, she's terrible. You're lucky. Fire her, blah, blah, blah. But in this scenario, people were on the client side. They're like, hey, sorry. Mm-hmm. You need to be responsible. You need to be prepared. You need to go in. That's different.
That doesn't happen very much.
No, that does not happen. I've been seeing a lot of these little things happening, which is making me, those are the things that are making me say, evaluate, y'all. Yeah. Evaluate all of the things. Evaluate, where are your customers? Oh, that was the other thing that I really wanted to put in here. Where are they? Location. Where are they going as well? Right? Where are they hanging out? Where are they going? What are they doing? So not just where they live, but where are the things? What are the things that they're doing now? They're not all going to the gym anymore. A lot of them have, Peloton sales have gone skyrocketing because people aren't going to the gym. People are bringing their gym to their home. So what can that tell you? So I'm just trying to get the message around that you need to be evaluating everything having to do with your customers, what they care about, what their pains are, what they're looking at, what they're thinking about, and what matters to them. Is there anything else that you guys think I need to be adding to this slide?
Well, in a COVID-19 world, and this is kind of becoming, hopefully less of an issue here shortly, but there was a time when we were really concerned about the health of the client. We were evaluating, anybody in their home not feeling well, anybody got a fever, and if we thought there was any chance that anybody in their home had COVID, we wouldn't want to clean it.
Yeah. And 1 year ago, if somebody would have said there's going to come a time when you're going to be worried about going into your customers' homes because you don't want them to get you sick, you would have been like, please, how would we know if our customer, of course they're sick. We just got to stay prepared all the time. That's a real thing now. That's a real concern, right? So evaluating. All right, I'm going to move on. So there are 4 basic, maybe I'm going to move on. We'll see. Sure I am. Sure.
I was thinking too, this is probably not the right time for it in your deck, but if I were in y'all's industry, I would be thrilled about this. I know it's been really rocky in the last year for sure, and it's been terrible and difficult. But really, for us and a lot of our friends, it has gone from like, oh, that's what affluent people do, and it's a luxury, to no, you need to do this for the health and safety of your family and anyone that comes into your home. It has moved from being a luxury to almost a necessity, which we have never, I worked with my mom since I was 14. We never had that. It's never been regular Joe needs to have their house cleaned. For the safety of their families. Like, this is a huge, it's extraordinarily pivotal.
Yeah, it really was people that had money to spend. Now people are finding money that they might not have had before. Yeah, you're at the perfect spot here. So the main pipeline that we use when we're talking about sales is this AIDA idea, the AIDA pipeline, where it's awareness, interest, desire, and then action, right? You're trying to push people through this pipeline. And the first one is awareness. And what are they aware of? What are they thinking of? What are they caring about? What are they noticing about cleaning companies, your cleaning company, other cleaning companies out there in the world? What are they paying attention to? And safety and health, just like you said, Lava, that is just top of mind for people right now, because in the past, it was more of a luxury. Now it feels more like I can't afford not to get my house cleaned. It's a safety issue, and I've got to keep people healthy. Do you guys agree with me here?
There's a segment of the market that feels that way for sure.
It does, right? And different. And Shara, you're even saying that in Texas. So I'm thinking, even in Texas, seriously, what about Florida? I'm wondering about Florida.
You guys don't even care in Texas.
They shut down like this much around here. Pitch a lot of self-care for mamas that have an overflowing plate. Yeah, and there's a lot going on. And it's scarier now for a lot of people. Mamas thought they could do it all. They had the training, right? Their moms taught them how to clean. They knew how to clean. But now that people their safety and their health is at risk, it feels like they need to know more. So we can use that to our advantage. Another thing that they can be aware of is that we can use to our advantage is, and Leslie, we talked about this, is education. They're looking now for certification. Nobody cared if you were certified before. I'm sorry, but 5 years ago, they didn't even know what that meant. What is certification? But now certification actually means something. They're like, oh, they're certified. Oh, they know how to clean. Oh, so they know the difference between sanitizing and disinfecting. That means something now. 2 years ago, I don't care. You know, can you come or not? Can you be here on Tuesday or not? That's what I care about, right? Was availability. But now they do care about education. They want to know, who out there knows the stuff? Who out there has the right training? Who out there preach? Yes. So what else? What else are they aware of, you guys? I think I can type over here now. What else?
I don't know if this is awareness necessarily, but for a lot of us down here too, working from home means that you're never really done working, because at 8 o'clock at night, if someone needs help, your office is in your house, so your days feel longer. And whereas I can pop out and do a load of laundry because everyone's in my house, that's difficult. It's difficult to get it in the washer and then in the dryer and then hung up. You know, like the process is difficult because I don't have 4 hours a night where, you know, it's time to do house stuff. My work bleeds into that.
So would I put that here under awareness, Leva, that they are aware of who's in the house or how long, or what do you think?
You know, I don't know that it goes in this particular area, but I was thinking it was a quiet moment, and I thought if I didn't say it, I probably forgot. Sorry, guys.
I definitely think that they have a strong desire to have somebody in there so that they can. So the time thing is going to matter. It sounds like they are going to have a strong desire to be not working, be able to get time off, which is different. Getting time off is different than finding the time to get your house cleaned. So it's different now.
Patricia has a suggestion here that they know the difference between a professional cleaner and someone is just doing it as a side job.
I agree. I think that they're going to be aware of that. They're going to be paying attention to that there is a distinction. I think in the past, when you said you were a professional house cleaner, and maybe not in the real recent past, but in the past, when you said you were a professional house cleaner, it was like, isn't that cute? She gave herself a fancy name, you know. But I think now there's a chance that professional house cleaner actually means something. What were you gonna say, Tom?
Well, I mean, this kind of ties into the idea when it wasn't about health, when it was just about making things look good, then, you know, it was kind of a commodity. But, you know, you mentioned the whole health aspect of it. So, you know, they're aware of the market and they're aware of the pricing, and, you know, money isn't as much of an object as it used to be in a lot of markets. In the minds of a lot of consumers, they will pay a premium for a higher value service.
Yeah, I like that too, as far as awareness to pricing. I'm going to put that on here too, because I do think that is something that really matters to them in a different way. So as in the past, we did find where people thought that they just, and all cleaning was the same. So just get the cheapest cleaning company you could. But that's not the same now. It's different. And if you use that to your advantage, knowing that they're thinking that now, then use that. How can you use better terminology? How can you use words like shoe covers instead of booties? How can you say cleaning cloths or microfibers instead of rags? What can you do to elevate yourself and your behavior and your professionalism, so that people can see that you really are a professional versus this low charging person that maybe doesn't get paid as much because they're not worth as much. I also really like what Tricia says here about cleaning supplies. You know, back in the day, it was kind of funny. People would say, what are you using so what kind of cleaning products would you use? And people would say this to me all the time. They're like, they want to know. I said, I've got a test for you that I think you'll find they don't care as much as you think they do. Ask them this. So they would say, well, what are you using on my house? And I would ask this question. What do you want, the brand name, or do you want to know what type of cleaning? The response 99% of the time was, oh, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah. And they'd ask me a different question because they really didn't care what you were using to clean. If we told them we were using professional grade products, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. They didn't know what they wanted to know. They just thought they should ask. Now they know what they want to know. Are you using a true disinfectant? Are you using it correctly? How are you cleaning my house? And are you actually cleaning it? So that's really good.
Back in the day, a lot of times they were looking for the answer green. So you can say, we use some professional products. And they go, are they green? Oh, yes, they're green. Good. And that would be the extent of it.
Yeah, good enough. Because people were trying to make it more of a statement than anything. Let's see. Also, social distancing, cleaning while we're in the same room. We could be in a different. Also, what is the steps we take? Oh yeah. What about if the cleaner is sick too? Right? Professional cleaners. You have something in place. You have a plan in place for how that's going to happen. They're going to expect that you can't send the same person to their house every single time, because what if she's sick?
And you're taking all the necessary precautions, not only with the PPE, but doing the surveys every day and making sure that, at least, you're doing everything you reasonably can to make sure that everybody's healthy before sending them out in the field.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And then Leslie is saying vocabulary. Yep. You guys know I preach on this all the time, right? So I'm glad other people agree with me on that. Let's see. What is the next slide? Is not going to come up for me. I know it's interest.
Click on it. There you go.
There it is, interest. All right, so the interest part is, what are they interested in? When they're looking for a cleaning company, what interests them about you? And this is a little bit different than awareness, because awareness is what they're kind of noticing and they're paying attention to, and they might not even know that it's impacting them. Like if you drill them on it and ask them about it, they might know, but they're not actively looking for a lot of those things. They're just being influenced by these things, the awareness factors. But the interest is things that they're actively interested in, that they're looking for. Would you agree with that, you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so these are the three that I came up with just as the top that I really wanted to talk about. First, they're interested in making the correct choice. Back in the day, it was like, just hire somebody, right? And if they don't do a good job, you get your money back. You give them a bad review, you'll get somebody else, right? But now people are very, very concerned with hiring somebody. They're interested in finding a company that they can trust, and that they're interested in making the right choice. Yeah, Linda, great. Your client moved 3 times, still uses your services because she trusts you, of course. I call that the Martha Stewart question. Advise on what to ask a cleaning service. Yeah, it's good. And then how are they looking? This has not really changed very much. People are still looking at reviews. Business to business, though, I was reading in HBR. Do you guys love this magazine? I love this magazine, HBR. So I was reading in here that one of the things is people are expecting more from their reviews. So in the past, they're like, pop up the reviews, and they're like, yeah, look, what are the worst reviews? What are the best reviews? How does the company handle it? Now they're digging into them more. They want to see the worst reviews first, and they're reading every response. They're reading every bad review. They're not reading like the 2 bad reviews and then 2 good. No, they're reading every single bad review, and they want to make sure that you're handling them well, that you're handling those things well, perfectly. So a lot of big businesses too, from what I heard, and I know, Shara, you probably guys are dealing with this. The customers are looking for better proof than what they've looked for in the past. Just because somebody writes it on Google, yeah, that's good because that's all I have, but they're looking for better. If they can get a personal review from somebody they know, their words, that has, and that's always had more weight, but now it has even more weight than it has held in the past because they're less trustworthy right now. So that's kind of a big one, I thought. Another thing that they're interested in, which we never heard about in the past, is continuous improvement. They want to know that your company is staying up on the new stuff now. That wasn't a thing before. Just come in, clean my house, give me the same price. If you have to raise my price once a year, okay, fine. But really, they're not expecting you to improve anything, improve any of your processes. Now they're looking for that. Now people are interested in, are you staying abreast of the news? Are you paying attention? Are you following what like Shara, you were saying earlier, are you following like the mandates, like the booty shoe cover lady, professional house cleaners, right? Where even the professional house cleaners are saying, you got to be better. You got to be getting better. You got to be improving and paying attention. So I think that's huge. Do you guys agree with that?
That's interesting. I like to think it's true. I'm not sure if I've seen that personally, but at least put it in the context of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
But it would make sense, you know. You wouldn't have to twist my arm to convince me of that. A more educated consumer.
Yep, more educated, and they don't want to feel like they know more about cleaning than you do now. Where they want someone that knows what they're doing, and so they're expecting you to be getting better, not just staying the same. So I think you have an opportunity, or we have an opportunity, to show that we're on top of the changes. When new materials are coming out, when somebody gets brand new flooring, what do we usually do? Okay, you got wood floor now, and so we're going to charge you more. I say again. But I think it's an opportunity. So instead of, you got new countertops, whatever, we can talk about what type of countertop that their new countertop is, the correct process. We know how to clean it. This is what we'll be using moving forward on cleaning your new countertops. You know, we have an opportunity to show them that we are staying abreast of what's changing and as things are moving.
What I would say too is, as a consumer, I know that I really need to have more information. Like, I need thought leadership is what I expect now out of my cleaning people. I expect them to tell me what's going on. Hey, we are focused on this right now. This is what's really we're seeing out there. This is really important for your safety and your health. I really need to feel like you have the information and you're giving it to me. I don't have the time to research and stay on top of everything. I don't know. I would know where to start. So I need the thought leadership behind people staying on top of what is happening locally and nationally.
And so you want to feel like we're managing it so you don't have to.
I need that.
Yeah. Okay. And I like that you say that you need that, Leva, instead of just that it would be nice to have, you know, that, yeah. But you're looking for that.
And that was not true 2 years ago.
Right.
2 years ago, I worked with you. I had cleaned houses my entire life. I know how to clean a house. What I needed someone. Now, though, I need somebody to come in and be like, hey, because of these strains and what's going on out there with all the sickness, you really have to, you got to teach me the difference between disinfecting and sanitizing a year and a half ago. So I need that.
All right. Are you noticing any need for continuous improvement in your company?
It's hard to know if there's any. My VP is very continuous improvement oriented. We haven't had anything that stayed the same for about 6 months. Nothing is ever the same for very long. So I don't know if the need is external or if it's just a habitual part of our culture at this point.
Since you guys have always been doing it, nothing's really changed.
Yeah. I'm not sure, actually. I'm sorry.
When you asked that question, Liz, I thought you were talking about rag mops cleaning.
No. Yeah, I'm glad that we clarified that I'm not talking about rag mops. I was actually talking about Amarok, which is the name of Shara's company. And then the other thing that they're interested in dealing with is they've got kids at home. So they're interested in who is going to be around their kids. And I think we have in the past known that what we look like and how we carry ourselves and, you know, how we act and how we speak, etc. matters. But I think it matters a lot more with people having their kids in the house and them being in the house a lot more. They're paying more attention to who's coming to clean. Is it, you know, are you sending 3 men with baggy pants and facial tattoos in to clean my house? Because that's going to be a different scenario. You know, you might have been able to get away with some things in the past that you can't get away with now. And so I think they're going to be more interested in uniforms and, you know, the appearance. I think they will be more interested in, you know, what do we call it when we have different color cloths for different areas of the room? Cross-contamination, those types of things. Happiness with clients. Some clients are hesitant to complain for concern that cleaners will get disciplined. That's still a thing. I don't see that changing anytime soon, except to say that they might want them disciplined when it comes to their health and safety. All right, that could be a twist. I don't know. Anything else that you guys see that they're interested in currently that they might not have been interested in before?
Just point of information. We've got about 5 more minutes.
All right. Oh goodness, I forgot that we were going to try and do the other thing too, but. Oh, well, so much for that. Well, I'm going to move past the interest slide just so we can hit the desire slide real quick. Maybe we'll try. And I'm just going to go over them real quick. So you want to be thinking about desire. What do they desire? What is the main thing that's going to get them to the point where they're like, oh, now I want this company. This company is, I don't have to worry with them. All of the things that we talked about before, it's making them feel like, yes, I don't have to worry now. I'm doing right by my families. What are the other things that they're desiring from you? And it might still be in your area. It might be like Trish was saying in her area, they still need time, right? That they're going to give me back time. Maybe. What else? What else? Give me back time. What else are they desiring in your area? So looking for that. And then the last thing I really want to talk about here is action, because we only have 4 minutes. Really want to hit this slide. Is the action needs to be different here. So it doesn't need to be, but my guess is you probably have an opportunity to have different action. We were talking about a few weeks ago how people are someone to communicate with. Absolutely, which is kind of where I'm going to right now, Linda, too. A few weeks we were talking about how things are starting to trend toward people wanting in-home estimates again. That was not a thing for the longest time. But what is that? What's driving that? What's driving people to begin to seek the in-home estimate again? It's the connection, that they are trying to really get that right person, that the right company, make the right decision, get the person that they can trust. They're looking for that again. And so one of the things for connecting better is get your face out there. If you haven't been using videos, maybe start using videos. Don't forget that nowadays, a huge percentage of the population is very, very comfortable with a Zoom meeting. Everybody's comfortable with Zoom right now. So there's no reason not to pop on a quick Zoom call to go over what they want. So we used to only have the option to do bids we either did them by in person, we did them on the phone, or we did them by our website, right? They could get like a quick one. But we have another option now, y'all. We have this Zoom option where we can talk to people, we can connect with them, we can find out what they really want, we can meet their needs. You're going to have a hard time having somebody else take that job away from you. It's the best of both worlds, from the phone and the in-home. We can sort of marry those two. And people are willing now. They weren't willing to a year ago. They didn't even know what that was. They know what it is. A lot of our customers now have been doing Zoom meetings. I think you're going to be hard pressed to find any of our customers that haven't done at least a couple of Zoom calls in the last year about something. Even the doctor, right? If you need to go to the doctor, before you go to the doctor, you have a Zoom call and they check out your OWI and they tell you whether or not you need to come in. So people are used to doing Zooms. I was talking to someone about in-home estimates over the weekend. Video phone app to talk to them from the start. Is there a video phone app? Do you know what you might be thinking about there?
Well, FaceTime, I mean, Zoom, I mean, there's a bunch of video apps.
I think if people are dealing with their, if they have iPhones, I don't know how you find out about that, but if they do, I think they might be interested in doing FaceTime. That could be a thing. People are not loving their email. They're not loving a phone call, right? They're not loving having to pick up a phone and talk with someone. But a Zoom call for this purpose feels like they're doing something professional house cleaner again. Answering their calls by video when they first call for a quote. I like that idea. When they first call, if you can answer by video, I like that. So they're actually talking to you right off the bat, and they're seeing you at the same time. I think that could be a factor for you. So the point here under action is look for how you can take bigger, better action in your sales process, and how can you get involved. All right. I also really quickly, just because I got Robin on here. Hey, Robin. Robin is brand new to the MMA groups today, Tom. So, hey, Robin, welcome. Denise, I've seen him in there. So, hi to Robin. Hey, Shara, thanks for coming on here today. I'm sorry that we were a little bit wonky on this call, but I appreciate your help.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was good material. Some of the technology aspects of it we need to tweak a little bit, but we'll get the Zoom thing going here within the next week or so.
Sounds good. You guys, if you have any questions, hit us up later. Talk to y'all soon. Talk to you Wednesday.
We're going to be back Wednesday. We're going to be continuing sales. Our topic on Wednesday is going to be sales processes, best practices. We're going to be talking about CRMs, and, sometimes the most complicated solution isn't really the best solution. We're going to be talking about the sales process, that all sales aren't created equal either. And the idea is to get sales that create the most, value, the most profit, the most lifetime value of a client. So we're going to be talking about those two aspects on Wednesday. Matt Ricketts is going to be our guest. He's going to be helping us through that. So we'll see you Wednesday, 5 o'clock Eastern, Smart Business Moves. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Hope you feel better, Leva.
Thanks. Bye, y'all. Thanks for having me.